back for video number 2. So I thought I would switch it up a little bit today. I've come out, this is Nan Hu, or Nan Lake, basically. Very pretty, very stunning. I actually have a view of it from the corner of my little apartment. So I've just walked literally like 10 minutes just to come out here. Little light breeze. It's nice and quiet right now because the middle of the day currently is like 34, 35 degrees, super warm, and most people stay inside for good reason. But I found a little bit of shade and I thought I would come out here to chat about my first week in China. So I'll kind of go through my whole week, what I was doing, how I needed to settle in, all the little life admin things that I had to do. So just bear with me if there's a couple pauses. There were quite a few tasks that I had to accomplish, which I have now done. I am much more settled. I've had a very relaxing day so far, and I thought I would come out here and film this part of the video. So I arrived on the 15th, which was a Thursday. Pretty late in the afternoon. I was picked up very kindly by some of the people that work at the school that I'm going to be working at. Then they took me out for dinner, which was very nice. I didn't film very much, but it was a very nice Western restaurant, just to help me get a little bit more settled in. After that, because I hadn't slept on the plane at all on purpose, they took me straight to a hotel in Changsha that we were staying in for the night. So the hotel was super nice. We were actually on the top floor, which was very kind of them. They paid for everything. But the reason we had to stay in a hotel overnight in Changsha is because the next morning, on Friday morning, I had to do a complete health checkup, which will be used when I get my residency permit, when my visa is converted into that instead. And basically it included a bunch of things like my normal weight, height, blood pressure. I had to do a blood test. It was actually my very first blood test, so I was honestly pretty stressed. That I can remember anyway. Who knows if I had one when I was much younger, but I've just never had to have a little blood test. And as someone that used to have a little fear of needles and shots when I was very young, obviously those ones I'm now used to, but this kind of area is a little weaker, it's a little squishy, so I was a little nervous. The doctor that did that one was actually super good. I can go into more details about the health check if anyone does want to know. Some of the checks were actually a little strange. I've never had them done before, and right now I still don't quite know what they were for. So maybe I'll ask, or maybe I'll just leave it as an unknown. But apparently that's all passed. But that was Friday morning. After that, I got the high-speed rail from Changsha to Ruiyang, which was only about half an hour, just one stop, super easy. This whole time, by the way, the admin person from my school stayed with me, and she was super helpful. So she helped me with all of my luggage to come back to Ruiyang. So after that, we went straight back to my apartment, dumped my stuff. I had a couple hours to take a little rest because a lot of the workplaces here, people will take a break at lunchtime, just in that peak, like super hot hours when they go for lunch. And then we went out to go and do some life admin things. So Friday afternoon, we had originally intended to go out and get a SIM card and then go to the bank to open a bank account for me. But getting a SIM card took a little bit longer than we were hoping. We didn't end up having enough time to go to the bank after, and the bank is actually closed on a Saturday. On Sunday, I ended up going back to the bank myself. I went once in the morning to go and open a bank account, and then I went back in the afternoon when I thought my card had started working. They had originally told me that I might have to wait 3 days to a week, which I was honestly becoming a little bit stressed about. You need the bank account, you need the bank card to connect to the 2 payment apps that they use here. Without the bank card working, without those 2 apps, I couldn't pay for anything online or over the internet, over my phone. I could only use cash, and everything that I wanted to buy for my apartment, I needed to have these apps for. Lo and behold, only took 3 days to kind of have those initial stresses come to the surface. And while it rained outside, I had my little cry. So if you're going to be an expat, if you're going to be a foreigner living somewhere new, it's probably pretty inevitable, I would think. And then on Monday, Sunny took me to the police station so that I could register where I am living with the country, with the government, so they now know that I'm living in the apartment that I'm living in, and I'll be there for at least a year. But after all that, the people from my school let me transfer to them, and then they transferred the Chinese yuan to me in my account. So that was great. I finally had some money by Monday morning. I went and ordered probably around 100 things off of the main app that people buy things from online here called Taobao. Anything that I could really think of that I thought I needed for my apartment. I am quite a bougie gal, so I honestly bought quite a few things. Thankfully, China is relatively cheap, but it still was quite a large chunk of money. I was also able to pay for the time of my rent that I needed to pay for, and to kind of reward myself, I ended up going to the vegetarian buffet restaurant that's about 2 minutes walk from my building, from my apartment, which is amazing because I'm actually a vegetarian, and being a vegetarian in a Tier 3 city in China is a little bit more difficult. Meat is definitely very much included in most cuisine, most dishes here. Even veggie dishes, like vegetable-based dishes, tend to have meat in them. Tuesday I came out here. I went for a little wander out here. So I saw it during the day first while it was a little bit quieter, came all the way out to the lake just to see what it would be like. It was a little bit later in the day, so closer to the evening, and they'd started setting up what they have out in the evenings, I assume for the summer season, every single night. I'll get into that later because I went a couple days later. But Wednesday and Thursday and Friday were kind of bigger unpacking days for me. So that's when stuff finally started to arrive, and I was busy, very, very busy, just going back and forth between the little shops where stuff gets delivered to. Most of the things that you can carry yourself, they'll deliver them to one of these small stores, pickup points, and you'll have to go get them yourself. So I would kind of, with multiple bags, go down multiple times a day, do a trip, get 5 to 10 things, bring them back, unpack them, put them where they needed to go, then go back down to the other shop or back to the same shop, go get 10 more things, and so on and so forth for the next few days. A last couple things that I did during the week was I went to an impromptu Pilates class on Tuesday. I live very, very close to a reformer Pilates studio, which is super exciting because I've been but I've wanted to start doing reformer Pilates for many years now, and otherwise, again, fitness related, health related. On Wednesday evening as well, I went over to the gym/pool that's in my building as well, just in the basement, which is also super, super handy. Amazing that it's right there. I have no excuses, but I set up a membership for a year of gym and swim. And then after unpacking most of my stuff, on Friday evening, I went back out to here near the lake at nighttime to come and check it out, see what was happening in the evenings. And it was actually amazing. I definitely need to come out again and actually try some more of the stuff. Aside from getting an ice cream, I didn't do much else other than observe a lot of people and people watch. But they had tons of games and activities for kids, and all of the adults also come out and do exercise or play instruments and sing or just kind of hang out. There were tons of different, I guess, kind of like dance troupes or exercise groups that would either dance or kind of do exercise type with speakers like classes in kind of almost these crews, and there were so many of them around. Lots of food options, lots of different activities, a kind of outdoor cinema. It was honestly super amazing to see, very entertaining to walk around, and there were a couple more things that I definitely want to go back and try. Yeah, that kind of brings us all up to speed in that first week in China. So just to kind of reiterate, those life admin things, the SIM card, the bank account, getting set up on the payment apps and getting money into your account were tough at first, but once it happened, it was all good. Buying everything and getting settled into my apartment was one of my big priorities, and I've now done that, which I'm super happy about. Possibly my next video might be my apartment tour and me settling into there. But yeah, if anyone has any other questions about other things, arriving in China for the first time, moving to China, please do let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I would love it if you could like and subscribe. That would be great. Oh, just a little security van going by again. But yeah, I think that's about it, and I will keep you updated. Thanks very much. See you later. Oh, and also, I don't know if you can see, but that is the amount of sweat that I just sweat sitting, talking to you. It is very warm out here.